Okay, so we are still working on multi-step equations, but we're going to do some word problems. Sorry. I'm going to give you a worksheet that you will have to go ahead and solve some on your own, but I'm going to do the first two for you, okay? So I copied the words from the worksheet. I'm going to read them to you so that you can see the words. I'll show you how to set them up, and then you'll do some on your own. So your first one, number one, is going to say, Mike had $309 to spend on 9 books. After buying them, he had $12. How much did each book cost? Okay, so, sorry. I have to take the lid off of my marker. Sorry, guys. That was really hard. Okay, so right away, you're going to see that he had $309. So when you're given a problem that says like he had this or she had that, that means that that is what everything is going to end up. You're going to subtract from. Okay. So how do you know you're subtracting? Because when you heard me read it, he spent the money. Okay, he didn't get money, he spent money, and when you spend money, it's taking it away. And how much did he take away? He took away $12. Okay, and then you have to figure out how much each book cost. We don't know, so that's where our X comes in, but we do know that he bought 9 books, okay? So right now I just told you that 309 is going to be your total that you are going to subtract $12 from. $309, $12, those two numbers are kind of like combining like terms, okay? Those are your constants, okay? We know that he bought 9 books, but we do not know how much each book cost, okay? So when we find out how much each book costs, we're going to multiply it times 9, okay, the cost of each book. Okay, so we're going to start with our total number, just like in subtraction. You start with your big number. So you'll start setting this up by writing 309. Remember, you're taking away $12, so it's minus 12. Okay, and what's left in the problem? That he has 9 books, but we don't know how much it costs. So that's where you are equaling, putting your equal sign in. 9 books, 9 books, we don't know how much it costs. So that's why you're going to have 9x, okay? So now this should look like what you're used to. This is your multi-step equation, okay? 309 minus 12 in your calculator is going to give you 297. Okay, that's just combining like terms. There was nothing to distribute. We didn't have to do that step. You combine like terms. There's nothing else to do here. So you move from left to right and you see that next is your equal sign. Okay, so you bring it down. There's no like terms to combine. There's only one constant with a variable here. So you just bring it down. Okay, and now it should get really easy for you to see that you are just going to simplify the rest of this expression. This means multiplying, and we have to get that x alone. We have to get that variable alone. So we do the opposite, the inverse, and the opposite of multiplying is dividing by 9 to get the x alone. And what you do to one side, the equal sign, you do to the other. So there you go. Okay. So in algebra, you work from top to bottom. So you got rid of your variable. You got rid of your constant. So you bring down your variable, which was x. Bring down your equal sign and just go ahead and divide in your calculator. 297 divided by 9 is going to give you 33. Okay, so each book costs 33. And if you want to go ahead and do that, you can. Okay, I'm going to do another one for you. So this one's a little bit trickier, but not so bad. So Sandy spent half, that's a number, let's go ahead and underline it, half her allowance at the movies. She washed the family car and earned $9. Okay, what is her allowance if she ended with $14? Okay, so we spent half of her allowance, but here is the question, what is her allowance? That question word what is going to be telling you that's our variable because we don't know what it is. So anytime you see the question word, that's where your variable is going to be inserted. So half, is a fraction 1 over 2, but fractions and equations can get a little tricky for you. So another way to write half is 0.5, because we know that 0.5 is the same as 1 over 2, okay? I hope this looks low enough for you to see that this is the decimal right there. Okay, so Sandy spent half her allowance at the movies. She washed the family car and earned $9, okay? So she didn't spend $9, she earned it, okay? So we're not taking $9 away, we are giving her $9, okay? So that would be a plus, all right? And we know that we're looking for what her allowance was. We don't know what her allowance is. We just know she spent half. So again, that's where our X is going to go, because we don't know what her allowance is. We just got done saying that she earned $9. So that's going to be a plus 9. That's money she got. What's left in this problem, this word problem? What is her allowance? If she ended with $14. Ended, that's just another way. In the first one, he ended with 309, okay? She's ending with 14. You know that that's where your equal sign is going to go, and then you're going to plug in the only other constant in there, okay? Now, again, this should start to look like the problems that you've been doing this week. So we're going to combine any like terms. There's only one variable, so we have to combine the constants. So we got to get that 9 over to that 14. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to subtract 9 from this side to get rid of it. And what you do to one side of the equal sign, you do to the other, okay? And then you have that little arithmetic problem. But this is still needing to be brought down. Your 0.5x comes down. We got rid of the 9. We bring down the equal sign. That's what comes next. Then we have a positive 14 and a negative 9. Okay, so 14 minus 9 is 5. And we need to get that x alone. So we need to divide by 0.5. Even though it's a decimal, it's still the same process. Okay, so that we can cross that one out, and what you do to one side of the equal sign, you do to the other, 0.5. So now you have your x alone, and you take your calculator and you do 5 divided by 0.5, just like that, 5 divided by 0.5, and that's going to give you 10. Okay, so that's how that one ended. What was her allowance? If she ended with $14, her allowance was $10. Okay, so you're going to do number 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10 from a worksheet I'm going to post, and I will give you those numbers again in your assignment page. Sorry, I can't find my cursor here to press pause. Thank you for your patience.